Ponderous as adjective. Heavy and cumbersome, physically or mentally. Slow-moving and laborious, requiring a great deal of effort or energy. The ponderous tome was a difficult read, but filled with valuable information. The elephant's ponderous gait belied its immense strength. The government's ponderous bureaucracy made it difficult to implement changes quickly. The ship's ponderous cargo caused it to move slowly through the water. The professor's ponderous lecture put the students to sleep.
Vehement as adjective, marked by great energy or vigor, emphatic or enthusiastic, showing strong and intense feeling, passionate or forceful. The politician's speech was met with vehement opposition from the crowd. She was vehement in her defense of her friend's character. The professor expressed a vehement disagreement with the student's argument. The activist's protest was met with a vehement response from the police. The singer's fans were vehement in their support for her new album.
Even-handed as adjective. Fair, impartial, and unbiased, treating all parties, sides, or individuals equally and without favoritism. The judge was praised for being even-handed in his rulings. The manager was known for being even-handed and fair with all employees. The journalist's even-handed reporting earned him a reputation for being unbiased. The teacher was even-handed in her grading and treated all students equally. The mediator was able to resolve the conflict by taking an even-handed approach. Egregious as adjective. Extremely bad in a way that is noticeable or striking. Outstandingly bad or shocking. The company's egregious disregard for safety regulations led to a serious accident. The politician's egregious behavior was widely criticized by the public. The employee's egregious mistakes caused significant losses for the company. The teacher's egregious grading practices led to complaints from students and parents. The athlete committed an egregious foul during the game, resulting in a penalty. Copious as adjective. Abundant or plentiful. Large in quantity or amount. The student took copious notes during the lecture to help with studying for the exam. The garden had copious amounts of fresh produce, including tomatoes, cucumbers, and zucchini. The writer's manuscript was filled with copious details and descriptions of the characters and setting. The singer's performance received copious amounts of applause and standing ovations from the audience. The scientists gathered copious amounts of data to support their research findings. Entrenched as adjective. Difficult to change due to being firmly established or deeply rooted. Firmly established, deeply rooted, or ingrained, often referring to ideas, practices, or attitudes. The company's policies were deeply entrenched and resistant to change. His beliefs were so entrenched that he refused to consider alternative perspectives. The political ideologies became entrenched over generations, resisting modifications. The culture of the community was entrenched in tradition and history. The practices of the organization were deeply entrenched in its founding principles.
Ineluctable as adjective, impossible to avoid or escape, unalterable and determined by fate or destiny. The fact that aging is inevitable is ineluctable. The company is facing ineluctable changes in the market. The professor emphasized the ineluctable need for more research. The ineluctable truth is that we are all mortal. The ineluctable consequences of their actions were evident.
Quixotic as adjective. Idealistic and unrealistic, characterized by impracticable or extravagantly chivalrous romantic ideas. Impulsive, having impractical plans or actions. The plan to build a utopian society in the desert was considered quixotic. His quixotic dreams of becoming a famous actor were unrealistic. She embarked on a quixotic mission to save the endangered species. He had a quixotic idea that he could change the world with his music. The company's quixotic attempt to sell their product to aliens was met with ridicule. Moot as adjective, not having any practical relevance or significance. Raised or discussed for the purpose of argument or speculation, without any real-world consequences or implications. The point he was making was moot, since everyone already agreed on the decision. The argument they were having was moot, since they were both saying the same thing in different ways. The proposal was deemed moot once it was discovered that the funds were not available to implement it. The issue of gun control has become moot since the legislation was struck down by the Supreme Court. The debate over the use of nuclear power was rendered moot by the development of alternative energy sources. Inchoate as adjective, not yet fully formed or developed, rudimentary. The project is still in an inchoate stage, and many details need to be worked out. The inchoate idea for a new business venture was exciting, but needed more research. The painting was still in an inchoate state, with the basic outline completed, but no details added. The young writer's novel was criticized for its inchoate plot and underdeveloped characters. The inchoate music genre was still developing, with its early pioneers experimenting with different sounds and styles. Complacent as adjective, self-satisfied and content with one's own abilities or circumstances, unwilling to make an effort or change. After a period of success, the team became complacent and stopped putting in the necessary effort to win. Some politicians are complacent in their positions of power and don't feel the need to listen to their constituents. The company's complacent attitude towards customer complaints led to a decline in sales. If you become too complacent in your job, you may miss opportunities for growth and development. Some people are complacent in their beliefs and refuse to consider other perspectives or new information. Endemic as adjective, native to or restricted to a particular place or country, typically as a result of geographical or environmental factors, peculiar to a particular place, area, or people. The disease is endemic to this region, and many people have developed immunity to it. The species of bird is endemic to this island and cannot be found anywhere else. The cultural practices are endemic to the local community and have been passed down for generations. The plant species is endemic to this type of soil and cannot grow in other environments. The dialect is endemic to the area and can be difficult for outsiders to understand.
Saturnine as adjective, having a slow, sluggish, and gloomy temperament, having a sullen or melancholy disposition or appearance. The CEO's saturnine demeanor suggested that he was not to be trifled with. The dark saturnine clouds overhead signaled the arrival of an impending storm. The movie's saturnine soundtrack perfectly captured the melancholic mood of the story. The actor's saturnine expression conveyed a deep sense of sadness and loss. The writer's saturnine prose was both haunting and evocative.
Mercurial as adjective, characterized by rapid, unpredictable changes in mood or behavior, quick to change in temperament or mood. Her mood was mercurial, changing from one moment to the next. The stock market can be mercurial, with sudden fluctuations and changes. The weather in this area is notoriously mercurial, so always be prepared for unexpected changes. His mercurial personality made it hard to predict his reactions or behavior. The mercurial nature of the situation made it difficult to make decisions or take action. Solicitous as adjective. Attentive or mindful of another's needs or well-being. Showing interest, care, or concern for someone or something. The solicitous waiter anticipated our every need, refilling our glasses before they were empty and offering suggestions from the menu. The mother was always solicitous of her children, checking on them throughout the night to make sure they were safe and comfortable. The coach was solicitous of his players' health, ensuring that they were properly hydrated and had adequate rest between games. The employee was solicitous of her boss's approval, always seeking feedback and striving to improve her performance. The teacher was solicitous of her students' success, providing extra help and resources to those who were struggling.
Splenetic as adjective. Irritable, bad-tempered, or easily annoyed, marked by or characterized by anger or ill humor. The boss's splenetic outburst frightened his subordinates. The splenetic comments of the critic showed his bias and lack of objectivity. The splenetic reaction of the audience to the performer's mistake was unexpected. The splenetic tone of the email offended the recipient. The splenetic behavior of the driver towards other drivers caused a road rage incident.
Aesthetic as adjective. A set of personal tastes and preferences that determine one's choice and evaluation of what is beautiful or attractive. The restaurant had an aesthetic decor, with warm lighting, rustic wood furnishings, and charming vintage accents. She has an aesthetic eye for fashion, carefully selecting clothing and accessories that complement her personal style. They create aesthetic content for social media, using filters, lighting, and editing techniques to make their posts visually appealing. He has an aesthetic approach to design, creating products that are not only functional but also beautiful and pleasing to the eye. She has an aesthetic appreciation for nature, frequently going on hikes and taking photos of breathtaking landscapes. Vindictive as adjective. Describing someone who is vengeful or malicious, often with the aim of causing harm or retribution, tending to seek revenge or hold grudges, often in an excessive or unwarranted manner. Her vindictive attitude towards her ex-husband was evident in the way she talked about him to their children. The judge accused the prosecutor of being vindictive towards the defendant. His vindictive actions towards his co-workers resulted in his termination from the company. The coach's vindictive behavior towards certain players on the team caused tension and conflict. The vindictive nature of the gossip in the office led to a toxic work environment. Timorous as adjective. Showing or feeling a lack of confidence or courage. Timid or shy. The timorous cat hid under the bed during the thunderstorm. Her timorous demeanor gave away her lack of confidence. He gave a timorous speech in front of a large audience. The timorous child was hesitant to approach the dog. She felt timorous about going to the doctor's office alone. Veracious as adjective. Conforming to facts or reality, not false or imaginary. Speaking or representing the truth, truthful or accurate. The journalist's veracious reporting won her a Pulitzer Prize. His veracious memory made him a valuable witness in the trial. The scientist's veracious research contributed to a major breakthrough in the field. The historian's veracious account of the event was highly regarded by scholars. The detective's veracious testimony helped secure a conviction in the case. Ready to boost your English? Meet our vocabulary app, the fun and effective way to master the language. Books learn advanced words with examples and audio. Direct hit master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Video game enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Glow showing Europe Africa translate into 100+ languages, all in one app. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.